Let's pay homage to the lineage gurus. Homage to the Venerable Monk Liao Ming. Homage to Master Sakya Zeng Kong. Homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa, and homage to Master Dubten Dorji. Homage to the main deity of the group practice today, the Vaisaya Guru, Medicine Tathagata of the Eastern Lapis Lazuli realm. Simu, Danzen Gyatso, all the Dharma masters, Dharma educators, Dharma teachers, Dharma instructors, Dharma assistants, directors of temples and chapters, and all disciples present here and over the internet. And our participating VIPs today are wife to Ambassador Dong Zhou Liao, the Taipei rep to Sweden and Norway, Dharma Sister Judy. Accountant to Jupiter Foundation, Dharma Sister Teresa. The CEO to the DB Boye website, the lawyer Jennifer Zhou, Dr. Ryan Zhuang,
California,
and the secretary at the rep office of Taipei in Seattle, Miss Zhuang.
大家晚安，大家好。你好，大家好。
Good evening, everyone. How do you do?
有一件事情，这很奇怪。
There is something that's really interesting.
每一次我坐在这个法座上面
is every time I'm seated on this Dharma throne,
也不知道是谁下的杠头。
as if someone casts a spell.
我只要一坐上去，
Very strange. Every time I'm seated here,
昏昏沉沉，
I would be very
就
drowsy.
一直想打瞌睡，
I feel sleepy,
好像有一种瞌睡虫钻到鼻子里面，
like the sleep
然后
worms crawling into my
就昏昏沉沉。
nostrils,
但是我也
and I would be really drowsy.
我在
But the strange thing is,
念这个咒还
I
蛮
was
准的。
chanting the mantra quite
念
accurately.
到最后念到最后快结束的时候，真的也结束了。
When it was about to end, I also was there.
那也不知道
I
有没
didn't
有
know
念
if I counted it. I did not know if I
总之
chanted.
就是昏昏沉沉的，
Very drowsy,
就这样子过了。
and it just
但
passed.
是我也知道说那个有这个药师琉璃光佛来加持，
And I
让
knew
你不要
that
那个
the medicine Tathagata came
钓鱼钓得很深，
to bless me so
钓鱼
that
钓得很厉
I
害。
did not too much nodding like
那你们有
when
没有
you're
看到
fishing.
师尊好像昏迷这样子？
Did you see that? Did you notice that Grandmaster was in samadhi?
是分层，
very
这是禅
drowsy.
定是不可以的，在禅定的时候有这种现象。
In doing meditation, this will not work.
就那个，我眼睛有闭起来吗？
Did I close my eyes?
啊？眼睛闭起来，那头有没有摇？
Did I swing my head?
歪一边，头歪一边呐、
It was slanted to one side.
这个也是，也不错了，也不错。
It
看
wasn't
不出来
bad.
是我在睡觉，
You could not tell that I was asleep.
功夫不错。
So that wasn't bad.
哎，坐这个椅子才会。
It only happened on this Dharma throne, but not
坐山庄
on the Rainbow Temple's
不是，
throne.
这个是晚上。
No, because it's at night here.
不过山庄的椅子是午觉的时间呢，也是
But
睡午觉的时间呢。
during the Rainbow Temple's time, that was nap time, afternoon nap time too.
刚刚那个司仪，他在回向的时候说，
When the MC was performing the merit dedication,
精力充沛，
and she dedicated it so that Grandmaster is energetic.
看到我已经在这边摇。
She must have seen me swinging back and forth, swaying back and forth.
也觉得今天呢，先跟大家讲一下哈。
So
我们
today,
生活中的这个真
let me
波业障
talk about the
这个
Dibi Boye, the
是
true
一个
Buddha
网站
divine
啊
wisdom, is a website,
是一个网站。
right?
这个网站呢，我问一下，是不是
And this
如果
website,
加入这个网站的才看得到，没有加入的
so you have
看不
to
到是吗？
join to become a member
一定
in
要
order
加
to
入
see
这
it.
个网
Is
站
that correct? If you're not, if you don't join, you cannot see it.
哦，原来是有分别的。
So there
加
is
入的
discrimination,
可以
there's
看到全部，
inequality. If you
那么
become
没
a
有加
member,
入
then
的
you can see the
只能
whole
够看
thing.
到前面3篇。
But
啊
if you
如
do
果
not join, all you could
他
see
打
is
这个
just
网站的
3
时候还没有加入
articles.
会员，他能不能看到真活波业障？
So if
哦，哦，任何人只要
so anybody accessing the website
可以看得到。
is able to see,
那么一般人如果不知道的，在浏览的过程当中，
but when
会不
people
会
surfing
会
the
不会看到这
internet,
个网站？
can they see this
生活中
website
的弟子
if they're not true Buddha disciples, for example?
哦，是，那这样很好，这个综合波业障哈。
So this is nice, and if that's the
不
case.
知道我们生活中的，
I just wish that
或者是
anybody
根本
that's
不了解
not aware
或者是
or do not know about True Buddha
在
School,
浏览的过程之
that
中，也
in
能够
their surfing the web,
真活波业
they
障的这个
are
网站
able to see this TB Boye
他没有宗教信仰，也不知道真活
website.
的
Just
不知道
most
师尊
people
的
without any
那
religious
在
affiliation
在这当中啊，
and not
是中国
know
听说
Grandmaster
有一
Lu
种叫做什么？这个 APP 啊，
I heard that there is something called the APP.
APP 哦，那么我们生活中的网站有没有参加 APP 呢？
So, does True Buddha School's website have APP?
哦，哦，好的，好的，好的。我是希望真佛波叶藏
I just hope
传
that this DB Boye can be widespread and accessible to more people.
能够
So,
知道真佛中的
for those who have never heard of True Buddha School or Grandmaster Lu,
浏览
can also
能够
come
因为它
across
能够
TB Boye.
在有时候在偶尔之间呐、
Coincidentally,
我也不
sometimes.
晓得啦，总之有人告诉我，他说
I
他
also
在
don't know. Someone told me
好
that
像上网以后，那个叫
after
上
they
网吗？
get on the internet,
上网以后就会有时候会出现那个色情的网站。
that sometimes there's
色
some
情的网站出来，
pornographic
突然之间冒出来
websites
色
appearing.
情的网站，还有这个照片，还有怎么样子？有这个事吗？
All the
有啊。我也希望说，人在上网
But
的
I
时候
hope
上
that
网的
when
时
they
候
surf the internet
突然
instead,
之间
it's DB Boye that is
跑出
appearing,
来，让他们看到，还有真活波叶站，
so that when they see
有
it,
没有办
they
法做到这一点？
they would be aware that, oh, that this kind of website exists. DB Boye. Would this
花
be
钱广告
possible?
才可以啊，那要花很多钱哦，是不
That
是？
you have to spend money to advertise? A lot of money?
那这样子，我们其实
Depends.
生活波叶站也可以想办法，
So DB
花
Boye
很少的钱。
can find a way to spend just a little bit of
然
money
后呢，
and
当有些人上网在逛这个菜市场的时候，
that when
突然间
people are
看到
just
你的菜，
serving the internet, they are
看
able
到
to
你的
see
菜
yours
这
too.
个生活波叶站，这
Then
是杀完
they they come across it and, oh, there's a TB Boye. What is
想
this?
要了解，
And then they are interested to know more about
如
it.
果广传的话，那更加好。
Then this way it would become more widespread.
让
Just spend a
上网的
little
人
bit of
突然间
money
冒出，
to let
怎么有这
the
个真活
web
波叶站？
servers
他还以为是
to
色情
to be aware or to come across
然后
it.
一点进去的话，
And
就
when
看
they
到
think it is a pornographic thing, then they would be interested and got into it. And then
导向
they come across so many articles and
原来是要花钱
teachings
的
to guide
这个
them.
是所谓色情网站也是要花钱的。
So even the pornography
对师尊报告，第一件事情是，真佛会业藏
sites
的网
also
站
need money.
加入会员的，不见得都是真佛中的弟子，所以有
First,
非真佛中的弟子是我们网
the
站的会员。
club members are not necessarily
就是
True
说，
Buddha School
别人
disciples.
非真佛中弟子在网站上看
So
到，
there are
也因为这
people
样子加入会员，
who join our
所以波叶
website
藏的会员
even
没有
when they are
并不是
not
全
True
部是
Buddha
真
School
佛中的弟子。
disciples.
是
好，这是
是
第一件事。第二件事，师尊刚刚指示的这个部
And
分，
second,
因为还没跟师尊报告，明天
that tomorrow at the book reading at the Rainbow Temple, I will talk about how to further market it, or so, and Grandmaster probably has a premonition about it. But in our case, we will not spend any money, and we will not also use pornography, but there would be a precious article in it. However, if there are some seductive photos, maybe it would be more attractive to most ordinary people. Our website is very clean and very honorable. So there are different levels. So we hope that the people joining the website are not due to the pornographic reason, but because they like Grandmaster's articles. Actually, for me, pornographic and arts are just a fine line. In Tantrayana, the Dakinis, like Dorje Pamo, Vajrayogini, like Machilabdron, Ishichogar, and many other Dakinis, according to what I know, if it's based on the Tanka, the posture and the outfit of Vajrayogini, of Machilabdron, and Ishichogar, and many other Dakinis, so their countenance or their outfits are very artsy, and the Dakinis wearing some ornaments. So about the DB Boye, it's not about whether it's clean or not clean, but you can post a few pictures of Dakinis. So they just wear some ornaments and they're beautifully represented, and with the very enticing and alluring posture, so that when people see it, it's like pornographic, but it's not. It's mystical and holy, but not quite. So it's the look and stance of a Dakini. So it's just a fine line between pornography and arts and Dakinis, and they're actually indistinguishable. Let several Dakinis appearing. It would be incredible. Then many people would be interested in the DB Boye, the True Buddha Wisdom Trove. So have you seen the Tanka of Vajrayogini? Please raise your hand if you have seen it. Have you seen a Tanka of Dorje Pamo, Vajrayogini, Vajravarahi? Yes, that's Dorje Pamo. And also the Tanka of Machilabdron. Have you seen it? That's religion, pornographic, or artistic. So the Bipoye should display several dakinis on it. So the unfamiliar people seeing those would be attracted and then enter into the Dibiboye wisdom trove. It's a method. It's a skillful means. So you entice them and then guide them into the wisdom of the Buddhas.
I
would like to report that inside our Dibiboye website we have many Grandmaster's paintings. If you're talking about dakinis, Grandmaster's paintings include beautiful goddesses. So if Grandmaster can paint them, then maybe I hope that this way we can attract more club members. Hey, I asked you to do things and now you push the ball back to me. You pass the ball back to me. You know, the real dakini is totally naked. They just wear a few ornaments. So you're saying that I can paint a nude woman, nude lady? So when you see it, it is both religion and art and not pornography. You know, as you know, all the dakinis, all the goddesses are extremely gorgeous. If they can be painted, so for artists, they don't mind. Like those who paint from a model, actually it's an art. Because human bodies are a kind of art. The most beautiful things should be the human bodies. But of course not human body like Huijin's master's body. Human body is extremely beautiful. The line, the figure, that's a kind of art and also religion. So tantric dakinis are especially distinguishable or extraordinary. So Dibiboye can display the paintings of dakinis. We have Elizabeth, the painter of the Thangka. Is she not here? Thank you. Welcome. So you have painted for Grandmaster the Thangka of Chakrasamvara and Doje Patmu inside my room, and also your painting of Magic Labdron and Vajrayogini. They are all in my room. And also Grandmaster's consort. Did you paint that? White Tara? Did you paint that? It's all in my room. Above White Tara, is that Padma Kumara? Did you paint that? Yeah. The dakinis that she painted, It's extremely beautiful.
所以那个综合波叶藏应该跟这个伊丽莎白
So Tipi Boye
要
should
要有这个联系，他画好的
cooperate
先给
with
这个
Elizabeth.
综合波叶藏，然后再
And
转送给师尊，
after you finish painting,
然后给
you
他放
can
在综合波叶
give to
藏里
Tipi
面，
Boye and then offer it to Grandmaster.
不得了。
And
每
then
一个人
when
都看
everybody
综合波叶
sees
藏
your paintings, then everybody would be interested to get into Tipi Boye and have to see it.
还有瑶池金母也
You
是他
painted
画的
really well. You also
最美
painted
的
Golden
这个
Mother,
一尊瑶池金母，
the
也
most
是他
beautiful Golden Mother,
瑶池金母也是他画的，
also
他画得很
painted by her. She painted really well.
所以我把责任推给他。
So I pass the ball to her now.
今天跟大家讲这个综合波叶藏很重要，而且它的
So
功
that's
能
why
很多
I would like to say that Tipi Boye is extremely important and it has many functions
非常好的一个网站。
and it's well designed.
我们综合
It's
中
a
文
very
版
good website and everybody should
义
be
不
a
容辞
member.
加入会员。那里面
Of
还有
course,
有
especially
声
for
书
True Buddha School disciples.
就是
There
有声
are
的你不会看得懂文字，但是你可以听有声书，
there's a
而且多国的语言，
some
有多国的语言，还有
it's
甚至不是
in
中
many
文的综合
different
波叶藏
languages.
也有这个印尼文的真佛波叶藏，有英文的真佛波叶藏，甚至有很多
The
国
audio
家欧洲
books
很多国家
and
真佛波叶藏。
English, Indonesian, and European languages, Japanese,
很多国
Korean,
家的语言，东南亚的这个
from Southeast Asian languages,
都有这
all available on the website.
这个也有翻出来的、翻译出来的，多国
Translated.
所以很多的变化在当中，还有很多的功能。
So it's evolving and it has many
中国中的历史
functions
当然
and
一定要
rich
接触
contents.
这是中
So
国
of
中的
course, as a True Buddha School disciple, you should
中国中的
join.
弟子
And even if you're not True Buddha School disciple, you could also join. And it is free to
以后
join.
你认为很好，你才 donation
So if you really like it, then you can make a donation.
啊，不然的话，这个网站一定要推销出去，让所有的人都知道
Otherwise,
中国波叶藏
the
我今天
website
是讲
should
到说
be
哎
spread widely so that everybody would know about it. You know, dakinis have very good photos.
就
Most
被空气
people
孔吸引
seeing a
进入真佛
dakini
波叶藏
would be attracted by her.
这样子。
And then they would enter into Tipi Boye. It's also a way to
因为我
promote
们
it
药师佛已经讲了很多了。
because we've talked a
所以
lot
刚刚好
about
看到这个
medicine
中国波叶藏
tathagata,
就是
and
好，而且值
because
得
I
推
happen
广
to
它
see
的功能很多。
the Tipi Boye, so
师母跟我都很赞扬周慧芳律师，他现在是不务正业，他是律师
so
但是
Sumu and I highly
专门
respect this
真
lawyer,
而且做得
and
很
she's
好
not doing her real job, but she focuses
到
on
处
the
去宣扬，非常好的。
on this Tipi Boye, and she's promoting it everywhere. That's really
在
good.
台湾也是很大牌的律师哦，
So she's a
办过
very
很大的案子哦，
important
全
lawyer
国性的
in
案子，
Taiwan,
他是很大牌的
and
律师
she's been in charge of like nationwide cases too. So
现在他的女儿在纽约也是当律师
so
嘛，
now her daughter is in New York
跟国
City,
青同一个学校毕业的，
and is also a lawyer who graduated from the same school as Fo Qing. And today we will continue to talk about Lamde. Now we will talk about the path of the 4 ears transmission. So, 4 kinds of ear transmission. Here, first it talks about the inexhaustible river of empowerment. So you pronounce it inexhaustible river of empowerment. And faultless continuum of blessings. Do you pronounce this as Wen? So, an orderly instructions and a completed respectful faith. So there are 4 kinds. So as a bodhicharo, desiring a perfect realization, needs to obtain the ear transmission from the lineage gurus. Therefore, it's called the 4 ears transmission. In the verse, the secret mantra is endlessly transmitted by 4. And they are the inexhaustible river of empowerment, the faultless continuum of blessings, the non-disorderly instruction chapters, and the completing pure faith. So the inexhaustible river of empowerment divided into 3. The causal position, the path position, and the fruit position. So what are this causal position, the path position, and the fruition position? So, like the Tankas, some of them is the Vajra Mandala, and the other one is the womb mandala. The womb mandala is the causal ground, and the Vajra Mandala or the Vajradhatu is the fruition ground. So what is the causal ground? Like sentient beings, mundane people. Once you attain Buddhahood, there would be the fruition ground. And then the process or the journey is called the path. So from development stages, that's the causal ground. And at the completion stage, that's the fruition ground. So the spiritual cultivation from the development stage to the completion stage, that's the path. So that's my explanation about the causal ground, the path ground, and the fruition ground. Through Vajradhara Buddha, and between the Vajradhara and the practitioner, you need to obtain the above 3 kinds of inexhaustible empowerment. So the current practitioner is at the causal ground, and once you reach the Vajradhara Buddhahood, that would be the fruition ground. And on the inexhaustible empowerment of the path ground, the three divisions of the high, medium, and low, and for the higher qualities you practice 4 times a day, and each time you receive the empowerment. And for the mediocre quality you practice 3 times, and each time you can also be this. But for the lower quality you practice twice, and each time also receive this way. And on this path you receive the innumerable empowerment. For the out of worldly path you receive the continuum, the endlessly constant and continuum empowerments. So it's divided into 3. So it talks about this. So for those with the high quality, you practice 4 times, the medium 3 times, and the lower quality twice. And each time you would receive the empowerment. So like today, when you do the practice, if you can be if you are aware clearly that you have received the empowerment, that in each of your practice, where those with the high quality you practice 4 times a day, morning, evening, noon, and at dusk. So 4 times a day for the higher quality. And most ordained people would practice 4 times a day. And I have said before, if you don't practice, if you skip a practice a day, then you're a ghost. So if you're so busy and you don't do your practice, then you don't receive the empowerment for that day. So the empowerment is broken. So in our Dharma practice, whichever deity you practice, the deity will come. And then seeing that you are practicing his Dharma, then he naturally would bestow empowerment upon you, many kinds of empowerments by the deity. If the deity truly comes to in front of you and merge with you, then you have received the empowerments. Although Grandmaster was not totally awake and slightly drowsy, but I was aware that Medicine Tathagata had come into the space above me and entered into me. And this is the truth. I'm not just saying it without knowing that I had received the empowerment, but I felt and I could tell that I had received the empowerment even when I was drowsy. And he was inside my body, his Dharma flow was also inside my body. Although I was somewhat drowsy, but I had received the Dharma flow into me. So as a guru, this is indispensable. So if the Guru does not receive the empowerment, how can you bestow empowerment? So just now on this Dharma throne, in performing the medicine Tathagata's Dharma practice, that I was sure and it was certain that medicine Tathagata's Dharma flow descended upon me. And you have to have such spiritual experience too. Did you do the enter me, I enter? Did you receive the empowerment of the three lights? Did you feel the lights on your body? That's an empowerment. That the visualization of I enter and enter me, that's also empowerment. Therefore, the river of empowerment is inexhaustible. It's incessant. It's non-stop. That every night when I go home, I would be merging with my yidam, that she or he enters into me and I enter into her or him, that I receive the empowerment of Golden Mother. I enter into her and she enters into me, and we are merging completely. So this is what it is, the inexhaustible river of empowerment, the incessant river of empowerment, every single day, every single day. I want to ask this every time after performing protection for Simu, returning to my bedroom, standing in front of Golden Mother, every time I receive empowerment from Golden Mother, when I am completely intimately merging with Golden Mother, when I become Golden Mother completely, let me tell you something here. There is a man wearing leather shoes. A man wearing leather shoes walking in from my front door. To the side of me merging with Golden Mother, and the sound would stop right there, the sound of the leather shoes. Every time when I'm in union, I would always hear that sound. And last night I observed this man wearing the leather shoes died from hanging himself. I took a look and he was dead from hanging, and he was just a skeleton. Why are you looking for me? Only true Buddha school disciple can enter into my house, because he was holding my refuge certificate. Of course, I can to deliver you. There's no need for you to be nervous, and I don't have to be nervous, because he's holding his refuge certificate, because he is a true Buddha school disciple, so he could walk into my house. And he died hanging himself. And why this past few days there's always this man looking for me? Recently, anybody died from being hanged? or for the people asking Grandmaster to bless, or from the registration forms, any True Buddha School disciple that had died being hanged. He is looking for me every time when I'm in union with Golden Mother. He's in the Bardo state. Anybody with this refuge certificate can enter into my house. He's my True Buddha School disciple. I need to find out who he is in order for me to Bardo deliver you. Of course, when Golden Mother empowered me, and when I heard the sound, of course, I would turn my head and took a look, and he was a skeleton, died from hanging himself or being hanged. I am not afraid, of course, but you, the listeners, would be afraid. But Grandmaster is not scared. Whether wearing leather shoes or straw sandals, doesn't matter. But you're wearing leather shoes. That was the sound of the leather shoes knocking. Something that I saw recently. But let me tell you about the inexhaustible or incessant river of empowerment. I was sitting here drowsy, but I was aware of the descent of Medicine Tathagata and of his Dharma flow and empowerment, so I knew. So you should have this kind of experience during your Dharma practice, that you know that you receive empowerment from Medicine Tathagata. So the higher quality ones practice 4 times a day, the middling ones practice 3 times, and the lower quality 2 times a day. I believe tonight when I perform the merging again, he would come again. It's been about 2 weeks. A policeman committing suicide and ask Grandmaster to bless for Bardo deliverance. A True Buddha School disciple. I will ask him tonight if he's a policeman. He's wearing leather shoes. Yeah, it's possible. Because the leather shoes policemen wear are similar to the shoes the soldiers wear. It's a very heavy, loud sound. Those are not leather shoes worn by common people. It's the sound of a heavy leather shoes, loud sound. And his footsteps too were very heavy. Because the leather shoes of common people are lighter. It was very loud sound. When he walked on the hallway, I could hear. Yeah, I will ask him. Yeah, I have been in the military, so I know the leather shoes we worn were very heavy, and the policemen also wore the same kinds of shoes. And the third kind is the incessant river of empowerment at the fruition ground. So on the 13 grounds, we use the completely pure 10 ground and receive the liberation with the 2 continuums, and to merge with, to receive the 4 empowerments. And we have talked about the 10th ground, Bodhisattvahood. So when the first time you open 3 knots, you would reach the first ground of Bodhisattvahood. And then you open the next 3 knots and you would reach the second ground of Bodhisattvahood. And then 3rd, 4th, 5th, and then to reach the 10th ground of Bodhisattvahood, you open 30 knots. And altogether 32 knots. When you open all of them, when the 32 knots on the central channel are all open, then you have reached beyond the 10th ground of Bodhisattvahood. So we are talking about the 32 channel knots. Then once you open them, it's the same as 11th ground of Bodhisattvahood. And that's the marvelous realization, which is the same as Buddhahood. So therefore it's written here to purify the 10 grounds one by one, that simultaneously the 2 continuums are liberated, the development stage and completion stage. And you merge into the 4 actions to receive the 4 empowerments. So the 4 empowerments are the vase empowerment, the white and red flower empowerment, 2nd level empowerment, the highest Yoga Tantra empowerment, the 3rd empowerment, the wisdom empowerment, and the great perfection empowerment, which is the 4th empowerment. So they are the 4 kinds of empowerments. So that's the incessant river of empowerment at the fruition ground. In our Saha world, the most expensive game or play is what? Is marriage. And the most precious game or play is spiritual cultivation. The most precious one is spiritual cultivation. A co-worker, Mr. Liu, took a thermos to get some hot water, and he shouted, and we were so surprised. What happened? Oh, I got some hot water, and then the next person also shouted, and then asked again, what happened? Oh, nothing. I just got some heat on my hand. And then when the manager was trying to get some water, he realized that it was actually electric shock. It's not from the hot water, but from the electricity. So you have to feel the sensation when we do the Dharma practice. Like just now, did you feel the empowerment? If you don't, that you have to do the practice completely and sincerely, single-mindedly, then you will definitely receive the empowerment of the deity or by the deity. Is this talk? This must be talking about Hui Jun. I love to eat, and I am no different from a pig. In order not to let people know that I love to eat, every time I order food for takeout, I would always tell the boss, please give me 5 pairs of chopsticks. Actually, it's only for one person. But she asked for 5 pairs of chopsticks. This is a joke about language. I truly feel that a woman should live in Switzerland because that place is rather north. Oh, Sweden is northern country. But in Taiwanese, that's also a curse word. So the northern countries are Norway and Iceland. That's Northern Europe. Xiaoming shouted at the TV, please don't say yes. I will. And his wife got into the room and asked him, why are you so agitated? And Xiaoming said, oh, I am watching the video of our wedding. So let me tell you that marriage is not necessarily good, but I cannot say it. There's some good parts and bad parts. Married people wanted to go over the marriage walls. But the unmarried ones want to get into it. That's how it is. And what is Grandmaster's own experience? I found it very good. Everything is the best arrangement. Completely coincidental. Or accidental. There are many wild dogs around the house recently, and they always howls at night, so I have severe insomnia. Last week I went to see a doctor and got some sleeping pills, and a few days afterwards I went back in and the doctor asked, so the dark circles around your eyes getting heavier, so the sleeping pills did not work? And I replied, every night Every night I would chase after the wild dogs and finally I caught one. But it doesn't matter what I say, the dog doesn't want to eat. And then the doctor said, okay, let me transfer you to the psychiatric doctor. This is funny. Oh, the sleeping pills is for the man to take, and he thought the sleeping pills are for the dogs. So this person definitely has some mental problem. So therefore, when you listen to the Dharma teaching, please don't misunderstand. Then otherwise, this would happen. So you have to be attentive when you listen to the Dharma teaching. If you misperceive or misunderstand, sometimes you need, between Vajra brothers and sisters, you need to discuss and remind each other in order to avoid it. There is a competition on language and attended by 2,000 people. And the topic is to use a statement to describe, just one sentence, to describe peace, quiet, and bliss. Think about it. Just one sentence. Peace, quiet, and bliss. And the first prize winner wrote, my wife is sleeping. That's quite meaningful, right?
我问你一句啊，你们
Let me ask you a question. Have you been to England?
有住在英国的吗？
Anyone living in England?
住在伦敦的吗？
Anyone living in London?
那天有英国的同门来。
The other day there was someone from England here, or from France.
英国的同门哦。这个
From England.
伦敦的房子怎么样？是很小吗？还是很大？
How are the houses in London? Tiny?
伦敦的房子都很小。
Tiny or big?
很多人知道伦敦的房子。
Many people know that houses in London are tiny. So this joke is truthful.
伦敦的人
A visitor asked a Londoner,
尾巴
Why?
不是左右摇摆，而是上下
Why your
摇摆。
dog is wagging his tail up and down and not left and
这
right?
个伦敦的人回答。
And this Londoner
是环
replied,
境造成的。
Oh, that's because of the
因为我家
environment.
地方太窄，
Because my
所以
house is
狗的
so
尾巴都是上下
so
因为左右摇摆
small.
会挡到
So that's why the
伦敦的
dog
房子真的那么小吗？
wags his tail up and down. Wagging left and right would hit people. So this description is a little bit over.
不然伦敦的门会很小吗？
Are the doors in London
我
narrow?
觉得香港的房子也是很小。
I found houses in Hong Kong are very tiny. And the dogs in Hong Kong wag their tails up and down.
不过香港跟伦敦是有交情的。我知道香港跟英国是有交情。
I know Hong Kong and
以前香港是英国统治的。
England are having some relationship because before Hong Kong was a territory of England. I found what was taught in Lamde today is extremely crucial. In your Dharma practice, you have to be able to experience the descent of the deity, and moreover, the entrance of the deity into you. When you perform the empowerment of the three lights, your brow point should be able, you should be able to feel that your brow point receives the white light, the throat chakra receives the red light, and your heart chakra receives the blue light. When you're merging with the deity enters into your body, and your head and your body would all have some sensation. And this is called empowerment. And it is, moreover, it's called the real empowerment. If you're able to receive this, then we can say that you would gain spiritual union with the Yidam. It will be easy for you to gain spiritual union with the Yidam. And Grandmaster is in spiritual union with the Yidam. Therefore, every time I perform the enter me and I enter, I will definitely experience the sensation. It's not that I completely lose my consciousness. I can still hear sounds. Therefore, I could still hear the sound of the heavy leather shoes stepping to my side. I spoke truthfully. I'm telling you the truth. These past few days, every time I'm merging with Golden Mother, there has been always a man wearing heavy leather shoes walking to my side. That's